The death of the Pope and the rise of the divine feminine. Let's have a look into this prophetic shift that is unfolding in our lives right now. So, what if the death is not an ending but a new beginning and a signal, a sign that something sacred is being reborn right here, right now, inside of every single one of us? Hello, my name is Hazel Evans, and welcome to my channel. I today am going to be opening a series of videos that is about how to read the collective energies intelligently through the innate channeling consciousness energies so that we are being able to read what is happening in the outside collective to know how that is impacting you on the inside. So this calling for me to make this video today has actually come sooner than I anticipated. I knew I would be starting to make some collective energy reading videos. I did not know that it would come this soon. But here we are. I'm going to create a playlist series of how to read the collective energies, and how this can be important for you. And then you can translate that into being able to practice this yourself, as well as, like I said in my last video, how you can read your story of your life, turn the tables on that, and read the blueprint, the soul blueprint of your life that is guiding you into your genius zones, into your soul path, into the golden life that you are so deserved to live in this life. And all of this comes along with opening up that space so that your soul can drop in more, like I've said in my coming out last two videos. So here, working with collective energies can be very, very powerful. And very powerful when combined with the pure heart, so that this does not become about judgment. This is not about opinion. This is about reading energies so that the vessel, which the body, which has grown up in this society with all of this programming, can itself deprogram through bringing conscious awareness to the stories that are being told. It's a very profound process, and I really hope you join me for the journey, and that you also get confidence in consciously reading the energies, and the signs of your life. Because when you come into living your golden life, when things like this, when a death happens, and it could be the Pope, it could be a member of your family, it could be somebody close to you, or not even, it could be anybody. This shift of transformation from one life to another. I mean, we were talking about it. I was talking about it in my other video about death and rebirth, and the death of the ego, the death of an old life, and the welcoming of something new. And this is one of the keys. This is one of the powerful things that we're going to be talking into today. And if anything, any channelings or any messages that want to come through whilst I'm talking about this, then I will also weave that in and bring that in as well. So here we go, opening already the collective series of videos. Yeah, it was really a call this morning because I was doing my workout, and then I was starting to work with the figure of eight energy, alchemizing the fire and the water, and then the figure from left to right, and then the figure of eight going from earth to sky, and the center point in the star solar compass, the self. And I realized, oh my goodness, yes, the Pope, he was 88. It was like we come to this end of an era at this cracking point of this Easter time. So let's read into this. And what does it mean for you? Let's start then. So, we're going to explore the prophetic shift that is happening now, and the unfolding beneath the global events. And this also ties into the rising of the divine feminine. Now, it's always really interesting when you're looking at and channeling into collective energies and seeing what comes through. When I heard about this yesterday, I think it was, and I'm going to dare to say this, a song came through, and it was that song of from The Wizard of Oz when the Wicked Witch dies. That song came through, ding dong, the witch is dead. And I was like, oh my goodness, can I say this? Can I share this? But actually, as I've been just sitting with it, realizing, okay, this is like a ding dong moment. This is a wake up call moment. This is a call to your awakening. And there is this liminal space between the death and the new life. And so this is the wake up call when somebody dies, when something dies, when your ego dies, when something erodes and falls away, there's always that ding dong moment, that wake up moment. So we can say that with the death of the Pope, there is definitely that ding dong wake up moment. And that is one of the collective field of energies that is happening now. So when we bring that from the collective field into the relational field and into the personal field within the I, what is this ding dong moment happening right now for you? This wake up moment happening right now? What is the death that is happening in you right now that is leaving, shedding? So that, like I said in my other video, the cracking open. What is that cracking open that is happening right now? Because every time there is a death, there is that space for rebirth and then the new life to come. So there's always this invitation to what are you creating? How are you creating it? And what are you manifesting? Very powerful energy in this particular moment because of this collective happening. So this is marking, of course, it's marking the end of an era. Take those energies for yourself. How is this marking the end of an era for you? Old thought processes, old ways of thinking, things that do not serve anymore. Okay? And let's also look at this as well. It's the end of authority outside of you. So we'll get a bit more deeper into that. So let's have a look. Is that the prophecy? There is a prophecy around the 112th Pope, which is what the Pope Francis was, and this is a symbolic passing, let's say, and this is also representing the death of an old system. There's a very much this energy of completion. And this is lending to the Saint Malachi's prophecy of the ending of an era. And that the fact that this happens right now in this profound portal of change and at this Easter time is extremely potent. And this is also for you to say, how is the prophecy of this new life emerging, becoming available for you? Because the old life, like I said in my other video, the patriarchal systems, the old outdated systems, all of that that doesn't serve you, you won't be able to hold on to it. Just like the death and leaving the body, you cannot hold on to it. The transition is happening. So also we need to also be honest about the fact that the Pope is a symbol of the patriarchal spiritual authority. And right now, there is this awakening of the inner authority, that we are reclaiming the inner authority, the divine spark within. All of that amazing, incredible energy of yourself is all within you. And this is also another opportunity. When I often talk about mirror work with the women I work with, is that we turn those mirrors into ourselves. It gives us that opportunity to look at ourselves and who we truly are. And this can be a very difficult time for people who have not been able to or do any inner work or have shied away from it for whatever reasons. This turning inwards can be extremely excruciating if you've been running away from it for most of your life, because those traumas have felt too difficult to face. So this is really symbolizing that end of the era of denial, the end of the era of power over, the end of the era of patriarchal rule over your own divine spirituality, which actually may not be a very popular opinion in some fields, but spirituality doesn't belong to anyone. It does not belong to religion, and it does not belong even to the judgment of atheism, because religion and atheism are themselves catalysts for separation. And they are designed to make you not believe in the incredible, powerful force field of creation that you are within yourself. So this death, this transformation, is a collapse and a transformation of these structures in themselves. It's highly symbolic of the collapse of these structures. So this is another okay, and so what's coming through now is that there is going to be a vie for power, because people want to control people. I spoke also yesterday about control zones, comfort zones, and staying in the comfort zone and maintaining your status quo. So when things like this happen, there can be these awakenings, and there can be a vie for power, as in, who's going to control now? Interesting, huh? Like, who is going to control the points of view on religion, and therefore controlling the outside system of belief that is preventing you from accessing your divine, infinite soul wisdom that you have within? That you are the creator, that you are intrinsically connected to God's source, the universe source. You are that in itself. And it has nothing to do with religion, and it has nothing to do with atheism. It's the alignment, it's the soul alignment. And so this is an incredible event to mark that occasion, and a beautiful opportunity for you to enter into that field, to recognize, well, what does this mean for you? Perhaps meditate into that field. You can dance with the figure of 8, which is a very symbolic number for the divine feminine. This alchemy between fire and water, divine union, and the ongoing cycle of life. Um, so, this is a shift. It's the end of the old, the rise of the new. How's that going to happen? It's up to you. Oh my goodness, that rhymed. Um, so when we're looking into these structures right now that are cracking at this Easter time very strongly, the cracking of the churches and the governments and the control-based structures, they are still trying to maintain their status quo, maintain their control systems. And therefore, what does that mean? It means suppression. It means suppression over you, your body, how you live your life, etc., etc. When you start unpacking this and bringing consciousness to this, it's mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. And it's really a powerful place to ask, how can I start shifting myself out of that old paradigm into love consciousness and opening up through the divine light of grace itself, which happens in that death portal, and allowing that to open up even more, open up the consciousness. And this is why, when we're reading collective energies in a non judgmental way, it shows us exactly what is happening. It's a much more intelligent way of reading collective energies than watching the news, which I do not recommend at all. So, oh yeah, I also want to mention that I'm recording this today on the 22nd of April, which is the Tree of Life Day, Earth Day. So it's a beautiful reminder of the liberation of souls, the liberation and the freedom of your soul in itself, that you have the right over your body, your divinity. You have the right to live your own sovereign journey, your soul journey, and to be fully you. You have, this is your birthright. Nobody has the power to take that away unless we're coaxed into giving it away, which is exactly what we are trained to do. And so it's breaking, it's happening, it's just a matter of time. It's going to be chaotic. It is already. But I've been through it very profoundly on an inner world level to realize, all right, well, if that has happened to me, this is going to be happening to everybody else as well, because this is the trajectory of the prophecy that we are in. This evolutionary prophecy of evolving into unity consciousness that is so deeply rooted in the truth of love itself, because that is our birthright. And this rising is totally unstoppable. So let's gather together, people, and big each other up to keep rising, huh? Because what is better than to live from a place of the justice, of freedom of the heart, and to live in unity and love with one and all? Like, what else do you need? Like, really, what else do you need? Yeah, sure, we need the basics, of food and lodgings and comfort and tribe. And I'm talking about also the restoration of that. I will be talking more into about the restoration of the sacred tribes, that which also has been taken away from us. Here I live in England. Let's not mention all of the craziness happening here right now, but we also have indigenous culture that is hidden. And I do believe very much in the indigenous awakenings from within. Now, what does that mean? It means returning to the divine blueprint of your divine light that you are meant to live in this lifetime. The core truth of your connection with the earth, with Mother Earth. Tree of Life Day, Mother Earth Day. We're in there. And Um, Generations ago, just as indigenous tribes over the world have been attacked in particular for the last, always, but, for the last 300, 400, 500 years, that also happened here. Our forests have been taken away. Our indigenous tribes were taken away. The witch hunts, the burnings, etc., etc. This also links back to my ding dong moment of ding dong, the witch is dead. There is this intrinsic death and resurrection that is happening right here, right now. All of these stories are showing us interconnected into these choice point moments, like I spoke about in my awakening video. These choice point moments, which give the opportunity for consciousness to awaken from within. So, this is one of the reasons why this is such a profound, profound time. Yeah, so it is. Let me just get back to my notes here. Yes, so whilst we are having the old end of the era falling away, we also have in that crumbling away, just like a falling tower, there is the rebalancing that arises. And through that destruction, that rising, rebalancing happens. So with the crumbling of the patriarchy, there is the rising of the sacred feminine. And the sacred feminine is rising. If you look at how women have been championing women's rights, and I'm not talking about radical feminism, I'm talking about the pure feminine rising here. This feminine energy that is rising, the sovereign energy of grace that is rising, she who rises from the ashes, those witch burnings, we are here, we are rising. We know within our DNA, our indigenous roots, our inheritance, our innate blood is alive. In me, in you, and in us all, we are all being activated right here, right now. And this is part of the rebalancing. So take this as a moment of reclaiming your own inner authority, your own divinity, because these energies have opened. With my partner, we travel through these conscious portals as much as possible. Yes, I follow some astrology. It's very, very important. And when you connect all of these different intelligences together, so we have astrology, conscious awareness, the physicalness of the body, all of these different parts of your unique coding come together like a sacred text of your own life. And this is your inner authority, your solar compass guidance reigniting once again. And this is part of the rebalancing. And when the feminine rises, she is able to support the masculine who is then rising. The feminine rising needs to come first. And this is what has happened throughout society since the 60s, 70s. It was like the first waivers have paved the way for us to come and we're really holding the light, everybody, through these generations, which is extremely sacred. It's not hippie at all. It's extremely intelligent wisdom of the universe that is being passed down from generation to generation, saying, we are doing this, we are holding the light. And we are opening up these possibilities so that our children, I mean, I don't have children, but our children now have a bright future, because what is being created right now from the patriarchy is not very bright. Let's face that. And so there is a rebalancing happening in this resurrection of the divine feminine from this very pure place, like I have spoken about. And this is why the truth of the divine feminine awakening and the embodiment of that is so profoundly important right now because, like I said in one of my videos, I had the awareness when I was breaking open through my breakdown. Why is it that all these women are doing the work, but they're all single? And this is because they're doing the work, they're rising, and there will come a point where they need to be strong enough so that the divine masculine can rise. Now, I know this because of the decoding work that I have done with my partner for the last 4.5 years, working every single day, giving up everything in order to specifically work into this field of the awakening divine feminine and the awakening divine masculine so that we can finally meet each other and come into union, sacred union, and allow that living of love to be a reality. So this is a profound opportunity and portal for that rebalancing energy. And again, this is making space for that feminine energy to return. The rising of the divine feminine, but also the new earth frequencies. And this comes through the purity of the essence of love, where you are becoming the love yourself. And it's like making love with life. And this is not sexual at all. This is about living the embodiment of the love rising from deeply within you. And that love then becomes this vortex and mirror to one and all. And this is why I'm saying about the collective energies, when you realize how the butterfly effect is actually true. This was one of the things that I was just mind blown in my awakening, was that I saw, if I betray myself again and allow myself to go into another narcissistic abusive relationship, I could see how that would have an impact on the collective. And I could see that if I entered into any kind of relationship with anything, whether it be with a friend, a lover, a partner, or even with my work, if I was inauthentic, then I would be creating a relationship that was based on lies. And that in itself is reinforcing the patriarchal system. Now, to unpack that and to, I want to say, unknit, to unknit that false tapestry of illusions takes quite some working. It's like undoing that tapestry that has been on the walls of an old castle for eons that tells a false narrative. Unpicking, unraveling all of that so that a new sacred path can be woven. You know, this is where we call in the energy of the 13 grandmothers, this intrinsic new weaving that is available through consciousness being intrinsically connected into the heart. This is what is awakening. This is what is available. So how is this rise showing up in real time? Well, we can see it more and more that people are moving away from anything dogmatic. And, you know, you got religion on one hand, you've got atheism on the other hand, both extremely dogmatic, both of them wanting you to believe in something outside of yourself, putting the authority outside of yourself so that you don't believe in yourself, is extremely damaging. It's extremely damaging. It's extremely damaging to your soul journey, to your choices, to who you meet, what you create. And actually, you end up creating blazing a trail of destruction in your life. And I see so many people contacting me and working with me in how do I stop attracting the toxic partnerships. That in itself is an incredible thing to look at because there you are trailing, blazing a trailblazing. You're trailblazing destruction. And we want to turn that into trailblazing your soul life, being a leader in this soulful energy. And this is choosing your intuition, your inner guidance over what anybody says about you or what you should be doing, etc. So this is incredible. And this is returning to the womb wisdom, the source of creation within your body, your vessel, your sacred vessel as a woman, and creating a new reality. You have the power to do that as a woman. You have the power to do that. And if you're listening as a man to my videos, please also check out my partner's videos where he is talking about the difference in power between masculine power and feminine power. This is one of the wonderful things about when you come to work with me and my partner is that we are synergizing within ourselves and alchemizing between the rising masculine and the rising feminine so that so that we're bringing you the truth of love. No, I also like, I say this so many times. People say, yeah, but that's your truth and this is my truth. And who knows the truth anyway? Well, I also used to think that until I was so radically struck by the lightning of grace or the divine light or whatever you want to call it, that was like, there's nothing left but love. Yeah. There you go. And basically, then the journey becomes a devotional journey to that love awakening from within and reading this complex structure of life that is happening and opening all the time to this recreation through love. And when we tap into our womb wisdom as women and we purify that energy field, and this is why sacred sexuality becomes very, very apparent when you're on this path of purity. And coming into embodiment practices in order to anchor that wisdom, anchor that love in. So, yeah, this is also how this is showing up with the divine feminine at the moment is there is many, 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 many women coming out of their old paradigm and learning the ways of accessing their emotions, sacred rage and sacred softness and creating that dance within oneself to allow all of those suppressed emotions, suppressed by the patriarchy, suppressed by this keeping the status quo in itself. I mean, I remember when I got to my mid to late 30s and I was on my spiritual journey, I came into a certain stage of exercises and my spiritual practices. I was doing a lot of dancing at that time, a lot of movement dancing, a lot of therapeutic dancing. And it started becoming aware to me that I had never expressed anger. I'd only done it twice that I could remember in my whole life. And I'd reached like my mid 30s. I was like, um, is this right? Like, what is happening here? And and I thought, well, there's nothing to get angry about, It's just like I want everybody to love each other, and there's a purity in that, but there's also a radical suppression in that. In that, also I'd been bullied so much that and so invalidated in my divinity, so invalidated in how much I feel, put down for being oversensitive, etc., etc., that had also suppressed these stronger emotions, which is where the passion comes from, and it's okay to allow yourself to get conscious in how to express these strong emotions so that you can balance yourself between these passionate energies and the rage that needs to be released so that the softness of the sacred feminine can be welcomed and she is supported by the divine masculine rising as well. So, so important. So also we have here in this video that I'm talking about with the passing of the Pope, in a way, also it really symbolizes this ending, this prophetic ending of that era. And it's the end of all of the toxicity that has gone on in, that I'm sure everybody's aware of now, in the church, and the illusions and the turning a blind eye to all of that. And now there's an energy of the return of the high priestess archetype. And the high priestess archetype is not a woman leading from a masculine authority within herself. And this also we see in leaders. And like I said, I can feel this because I have awoken the vibration of love within myself. I can feel this. And there's, it is the Magdalene energy. It's this sacred softness, but this ferocity of everything has to be in alignment with love. And this is also what is rising. And this is the high priestess energy that is arising, that is available. So, this isn't a war of who's going to win. It's a rebalancing because everything has been completely out of balance. And that rebalancing, like I said, it's like religion on one hand, atheism on the other hand. That rebalancing is actually the dissolving of that, like the dissolving of dogma and the true alignment in yourself, the sacred weaving air, fire, water, air, earth, into the center of who you truly are. And the rebalancing comes into this sacred shift back into wholeness. So the fact that he was 88 is like, whoa. And because that really, like I said, it's like the double eight. It's showing us we are ready to come into wholeness now, people. Are you ready? Are you ready to learn how to be the greatest leader you have ever been? This is what I teach. This is what I share as a mentor with the women who are feeling that readiness of like, I've got so far, but I don't know where to go. That's why I've been so devoted in my life these last 4 years to getting those answers, because it was not available, but now it is. So we are in the fulfillment of the prophecy, the prophetic times. And I've also been intuitively, through my art, arting into that for the last 13 years. I have seen from the art that I've been making, and which will be shown in my oracle deck, that this divine feminine is arising. It is rising through us, and it is completely unstoppable. Completely unstoppable. So you may as well surrender to going inwards, doing some inner work, and activating the genius from within. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that, Quite frankly, there's a lot of, well, I can't really call them leaders. There's a lot of people who've put themselves into positions of power over, let's say, that could probably do with some time off, and just to relax a little bit into their inner world and do some healing and clearing out there. That would be good, wouldn't it? So, so let's, I invite you into a little inner reflection here, to allow this unfolding of your body, your dreams, and your spirit as we release and, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service, the old paradigm. Thank you to your service for these beings who have come in and played their part in this whole awakening massive journey. Everybody's playing their part right now. And this is why bringing conscious awareness to the story that is unraveling can help you quantum leap your own life journey, your own life story. This is why I'm making these videos. So I'd like to encourage you to like and subscribe, but also comment on my videos and share what you're feeling about this soul activation. And what do you think about, well, let's say, what do you feel about? Because I really want to, let's encourage this sharing of the soul, sharing of the heart into what is changing, what is opening for you. How are you reading, like really intelligently reading this shift that is happening right now? How is that death of the old world happening for you in your life? Because this isn't the end of the world. You know, it's it's really the beginning of a new one. And this is also, what I said in my first coming out video is the awakening, the coming online of very much higher consciousness energies. When it first dropped into me, I've been told that, there's an arc between, you might have heard about the fifth dimensional consciousness, and that's just the beginning. There is an arc through to much higher dimensions. And I've been shown that I am mainly working within the ninth dimensional. I haven't really looked into it very much because I like to keep my work very pure. But what I have been shown through me and my body is this ninth dimensional portal between bridging realities of the old consciousness world and coming into this very much new reality. So there is my work and where that comes from. I really look forward to introducing you more to lots of things that I've started talking about: the sacred feminine, divine union, the oracle, and harnessing the collective story and turning it into your soul blueprint, so that so that whatever trauma you've been through, whatever changes you've been through, that you don't lose hope, because we need you. The world needs you, your light. I love working with people who are so, like, I don't know, there's so many women out there who are almost at their end. And I'm saying, but you're so amazing. You're so amazing. And just because you haven't been able to live out your dreams, now is the time. Now is the time. And all of that coding of your life story will give us fuel to know what you're moving into. So yes, please like, subscribe, and share my videos. Please help me build this channel so that it can be an incredible resource and hub for other people who are rising, and know that we are better together in this. And that because I am doing this with my partner, a man, in sacred union, we are accessing these incredible codes of divine union that are here for everybody. There's truth that cracks open, that when you're working in partnership, there's so much more that becomes available, because the one and the two come together in union. And it's not just like, oh, okay, we're great, we're happy now. It's like, boom, a whole new universe opens up, a whole new universe of consciousness, of conscious evolution opens up through that portal of the man and the woman, and their sacred vessels purified comes together. The awakening and the purification of seeing how life is together is astounding. So join us for the journey. Um, Learn how incredibly magnificent you are. We will be here cheering you on. And yeah, feel free to get in contact if you have any questions. I always love to hear from you. So here's to the release of the old. And thank you, dear Pope, for being the 112th. Number 12, again, a very powerful number. Thank you for completing this mission and ending the old patriarchal era of destruction. And may we now, in this field of awareness, open up the grandeur of that which is the true feminine rising. This is the this is the beloved prayer, the beloved awakening from deep within. It is so, and it is here. Have an amazing day, beautiful souls, and we'll see you again soon. Lots of love, and bye for now.